Hi everyone, welcome to the session on CS22071 Agile Methodology presented by R. Samundi, Assistant Professor of Computer Science and Engineering. Today we will see Unit 3 Agile Methodology Knowledge Management. From that, we are going to see the topic as Knowledge Management in Software Engineering. So, knowledge management in software engineering means is a systematic process of capturing, organizing, sharing, and applying both technical and process knowledge within the software teams. So, knowledge management involves managing everything from documented code, repositories, and manuals to the tacit know how residing in developers' mind. The goal of knowledge management is to ensure that critical knowledge is retained, accessed, and reused, improving project quality and team efficiency. It helps software teams minimize the knowledge loss during transition, staff turnover, and project handovers. That means everything can be as the documented so within the repositories, so that when the staff is turnover or change their positions means the new staff can easily handle that particular projects. So ultimately, knowledge management empowers the engineers to innovate, collaborate, and solve problems more efficiently across the software development life cycle. We all know about the software development life cycle, that is from the gathering the data to up to the deployment and make it as the note of that. So that is the software development life cycle. In next slide, we are going to see the importance of knowledge management in software engineering. Here, the number one is the quality delivery. So, successful software projects require both written documentation and tacit developer know how far quality delivery. So, the software knowledge management preventing errors. The knowledge gaps can cause miscommunication and critical errors during the software development life cycles, and during the staff's transitions the knowledge management will help. So retaining the knowledge helps reduce the impact of staff turnover or team changes in long projects, and it reduces the redundancy. Effective knowledge management reduces the redundancy, such as the re-implementing the features that already exist in code base. And finally, the organizational memory. Proactive knowledge management is essential for lasting innovation and organizational memory in tech teams. So here we will see the what are the types of knowledge in the software project. A tacit knowledge, it includes the unwritten coding practices and developers problem solving intuitions. And next one is the explicit knowledge. It covers the documentations, coding guidelines, uh, and design diagram standardized for all. So we have to maintain everything from the documentations to all the coding guidelines and design diagram. Everything we have to maintain everything in the explicit knowledge. And third one is the institutional knowledge. It grows from the shared experience resolved via retrospective and project meetings. So developer use both the tacit and explicit knowledge during the key phases like debugging and requirement analysis. So balancing both the knowledge types is essential for productive teamwork and onboarding newcomers. In next slide, we will see the code review as knowledge management practice. So knowledge disseminations. So regular code reviews help disseminate the expert knowledge across the development team. The next one is the senior junior exchange. Senior developers share the insight on code structure and best practices with the junior members. The next one, error detection. So code reviews enables early detection of potential errors and areas for code optimization. So constructive feedback in code reviews helps build the culture of continuous learning and improvement. The process creates living repository of decision, rational and coding convention for future reference. In next one, we'll see the wikis and collaborative platforms. So wikis centralized project knowledge, reducing the silos and information scattered across emails. So collaborative editing supports accuracy and freshness by allowing contribution from all team members. So team document decisions, architecture patterns and troubleshooting guides on internal wikis. So wikis host onboarding materials and best practices to streamline the integration of new developers. Here we'll see the design documentation and diagrams. The number one is the system architecture. Design documents clarify the system architecture and the reasoning behind the technical choice. And next one, visual understanding. Diagram like UML make it easier to grasp software components and the interaction visually. Next one is legacy system. Effective documentation helps future maintainers quickly understand the complex legacy system. And technical debates. Design docs support informed technical debates on approaches and validate the assumptions. So keeping the documents updated ensures the alignment with actual code and project objectives. In next slide, we will see the pair programming for knowledge transfer. Here the number one is the direct learning. So pair programming teams junior developers with sensor facilitating the direct learning of the coding. And the next one is the real-time collaboration. Real-time collaboration exposes developers to new tools, shortcuts and code-based nuisance. And knowledge sharing. Continuous communication allows sharing the both the explicit standards and tacit project specific insights. The approach ensures critical knowledge is not confined to individuals but embedded within the team. It empowers the teams to solve problems collectively and reduce bottlenecks during the development. In next slide, we'll see the continuous integration and deployment. So automation of knowledge. The CI/CD pipelines automate the testing and deployment, embedding the knowledge into development workflows. So executable documentation. So configurations, script and build the definition serve as the executable documentation for the project. Next one is the immediate feedback. Failures in pipelines provide the immediate feedback, capturing the built knowledge as lesson for all. So shared ownership of the pipeline promotes standardization in code quality and releases. CI/CD tools integrate with wikis and logs, improving the traceability, auditability for knowledge retention. In next slide, we'll see the knowledge sharing culture. Teams encourage open sharing to avoid knowledge hoarding and foster collective problem solving. So recognition and incentive for sharing the insights to improve the knowledge management participations and morale. So psychological safety during meetings enables sharing the lesson from both the success and failures. So communities of practices bring together specialists for in-depth knowledge exchange and mentorship. Regular retrospective help capture the actionable takeaways, closing the feedback loops in your projects. In next slide, we'll see what are the tools and measuring in the knowledge management effectiveness. It is the version control. The version control system like a Git track code changes and serve as the long-term organizational memory. Issue trackers. Issue trackers record decision, bugs, and feature discussions, creating the searchable knowledge artifacts. And third one is the analytics. Usage analytics and feedback enable the continuous improvement of documentation quality and relevance. So governance defines clear roles and accountability for maintaining and updating key knowledge asset. Knowledge management effectiveness is reflected in onboarding speed, error rates, and velocity improvements in your delivery. So, thank you.